Hello, GenderqueerChat viewers. It's Friday, and I'm Christina. This week's topic, is gender terms of endearment, and how do you deal with affectionate or pet names, and any compliments that may have gendered connotations. There we go. Gendered connotations. And which do you prefer? So, it's late, and I'm sleepy and tired, but I don't think I'm going to have time to make this later in the day. So forgive me if I'm a little out of it. I guess I will begin talking about my name and how friends and family have sometimes shortened my name, because it's a long name, as a sort of pet name. My dad has sometimes called me Chrissy or Tina. Chrissy seems to be a little bit more of a affectionate name. Now he doesn't seem to do this nowadays that much. It's kind of rare nowadays, but more when I was younger, I suppose. Chrissy was more of an affectionate name, I think. And then Tina, he'd yell out Tina if I was kind of in trouble, that kind of thing. So, yeah. And then when I was in high school, my friends decided to basically to start calling me Tina, because I guess they heard it from another friend of mine who went to a different high school that I guess she was kind of calling me Tina a little bit over the internet or something like that. So then my other friends from the high school that I was going to started to call me it, and yeah. Which at first I was like, oh, this is so feminine sounding, I don't like this name. But even, like, I didn't think it that way. I was just like, you know, basically, that's what I thought. I didn't tell them that. It was just kind of, I don't know, not the most comfortable name. But as time went on, I got used to it, and now I just see it as, if you're a close friend of mine, I guess it's okay. But generally, I prefer having my whole name used. I've never really been a big fan of shortening it to Chris, because I don't know, I see Chris as being a little bit too masculine for me, and I see Chrissy and Tina as being way too feminine. Well, especially Chrissy, jeez. Tina is, yeah, it's preferably not. For the most part, I like my full name. My experiences growing up, I've never really seen my name as to be excessively feminine all that much, even though it is clearly a female name. But I don't know, I've never really, for myself, as I grew up, I've never really had a huge problem with it. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see, any other compliments or anything? I think generally, I just prefer more gender neutral compliments. Sometimes things can be used, as other people have said, that, you know, I guess a compliment's a compliment, but things can be, certain sort of feminine words can be used to describe me, and I'm okay with it, but it depends on the context, and it depends on who is saying it, and, you know, their intent, and so on and so forth. So, for example, sometimes someone might say that I'm an intelligent young lady, or an intelligent young woman, or something like that, and that's great, that's fantastic, because if you are, in that instance, if you're complimenting my intelligence, I don't care what you're saying. Intelligent young man would be a little bit weird, because I'm not really a man, but intelligent young woman is perfectly okay by me. But if you say, you know, a pretty young woman or something like that, then it's like, I guess, you know, or, you know, I was gonna say maybe that I'm okay with more words describing my inner person as opposed to my looks, but I guess even if you were to say, you know, a kind young woman or something like that, that'd be kind of, I don't know. I don't know if I'd be okay with that. I don't know. I like having my intelligence complimented. Yeah, let's see. Anything else I can think of? I guess if I was in a relationship with someone, yeah, terms like, you know, beautiful or pretty can be used. Yeah, any of that stuff. I don't think it really matters. I think as Matt pointed out, those words that might have started out as being used more towards women, can be used for either sex, or any gender, and yeah, I think that'd be okay by me. In terms of pet names in a relationship, I haven't really dealt with that as of yet, so I don't know. I don't know, I've always thought, not always, I've lately thought that if I get in a relationship, I feel like I want to call the other person baby. Yeah, but I don't know, like, other than that, I don't know. You know, honey, sweetie pie, I don't know, that's kind of a little excessive, maybe, I'm not sure. But, yeah, I don't know. Basically, gender-neutral compliments is great. That's the best. Other compliments can be used in the right context, with the right person, the right intent, and that sort of thing. Yeah, it's just, I guess, a case-by-case basis. In terms of, I know Matt mentioned he doesn't like words like buddy or things like that. Those kind of masculine nicknames that people give each other. I don't know, I think, do women even have that? I guess there's like, hey girl, but even that can be used, you know, by like gay guys and stuff, so I don't know. Do girls even, I mean, there's like, guys have hey buddy, and then that's clearly, because I've been called that a couple times when I think people have thought that I'm a guy, and that's perfectly okay by me. When somebody called me buddy, it was, he must think I'm a guy. That's cool. I can't think of anything else. Dude, I think is, I know, you know, you have dude and dudette, but dude can be gender neutral, so dude is okay with me. Man, hey man, can be, hey guys, yeah, all that stuff, that's good. Buddy seems to be, yeah, more masculine. I can't figure out a female equivalent to that. I don't know. Sister? I don't know. I have no idea. I'm just rambling now, so I think I will end this off. Anyway, hope I answered the question for you guys. See you next week.